The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parx Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. Danny Gibson and Dick Girardi here at Parx Racing up on the 3rd floor. We're in the studio and we're here to talk about the great week we had at Parx. It was Future Stars Handicap for 2-year-olds and a big day in New York at Aqueduct. It was Cigar Mile Day, but Parx certainly made their presence known. But we got to see some Future Stars here right at Parx. 2-year-olds, we've seen this segment. We saw the fillies the week before. This was for the boys.
Yeah, for the boys, Danny, and you never know exactly what you're going to see. Are you going to see a horse that potentially could get on the Triple Crown Trail? Are you going to see a horse that's undefeated? Are you going to see a horse that runs out of the TV set? That's why we waited to see the Future Stars on Monday.
Perfect name. Well, let's get right to it. It's the Future Stars Handicap. It was Monday's 10th race for 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs, $75,000 purse. And our favorite is the outside horse, the number 7 Daydreaming Boy for trainer Lou Linder, teaming up with jockey Michael Sanchez.
Yeah, son of Golden Sense, who's been really good with turf horses, which is interesting because he was obviously a horse that won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile a couple times. But boy, this horse won his maiden in the mud by 7.5 and ran fast doing it.
Certainly did. And our second choice is How Great Is Nate, shipping it for trainer Andy Simoff with JD Acosta, a name we used to see regularly here at Parx.
3 for 3, Danny, and each race has been visually impressive when you watch it. The numbers, what we call omni-figs in the buyer world. This horse, every figure How Great Is Nate has run is better than any figure any horse in this race has ever run. These horses don't lose much.
We're going to send it to our track announcer, Chris Griffin, for his last call for our local race of the week.
Here's the move from Daydreaming Boy, and also ranging up on the outside, How Great Is Nate is now coming right after these leaders and is moving quickly as progressing into the far turn. V-Mart has lost some ground, is now back to 4th. Then comes Evie's Candy and far back, Silver Slugger. 3 across the racetrack at the top of the stretch. How Great Is Nate is a nose in front. Daydreaming Boy is battling back to the inside. How Great Is Nate with a furlong left to go. Daydreaming Boy continues to chase. How Great Is Nate is now drawing clear. 16th to go. How Great Is Nate is going to win the Future Stars, and he'll still remain undefeated. How Great Is Nate gets the victory, then came Daydreaming Boy.
How Great Is Nate stays a perfect 4-4, a really nice 2-year-old gelding by Speightster, and a win for you, DJ. You're our best handicapper in the Delaware Valley, and you got to win.
I don't know if I'm the best anything, Danny, on this show. I've been 0 for life on this show, but yeah, I finally got home with How Great Is Nate. It took a horse who's perfect for me to get a winner on the show.
Well, we caught up with winning trainer Andy Simoff. We're here with our winning trainer Andy Simoff. How Great Is Nate was really great today, and you have to be really happy how professionally he got that win.
Yeah, he did everything right today. He's learning like any other, child or young horse. As they go along, they learn and they get better at what they're doing. And like at Delaware, we were kind of nervous. He broke a little sluggish last race and kind of lagged back, and I'm like scratching my head saying maybe he's not that great, But he kicked in and won at Delaware despite that, and today he was all business. I mean, going past the 5/8 pole, I thought, he's home. It was never really a question to me. He was just a total professional.
Really a family affair. You said you picked him out at the Keeneland sale, and your brother broke this horse. And talk about that teamwork.
Yeah, the owner, John Granieri, was nice enough to entrust me with some money to go to Keeneland, turn me loose, and that's what I went out there and bought 4 horses. And we got them Delaware certified. That was my idea, so we knocked off the Delaware certified stake. And then I sent them to my brother, and he broke them, and then he sent them in to me. So it's kind of a great, real rewarding, family thing. Everybody pitched in, and it's great when everything turns out because, like everybody in this business knows, it's tough.
Well, a really nice, professional-looking horse. We look forward to seeing him stretching out. And what could be next for How Great Is Nate?
We're going to look for a stake, maybe 1-turn mile in New York or maybe Florida 2-turn. I'm kind of leaning towards the Bay Shore in March. Give him a break, take him to Fair Hill where you can turn him out. I keep him in my barn so I could watch him every day, give him 30 days, and then start him back.
Well, really nice son of Speightster. Well done.
Yep, thank you.
Always fun talking to Andy, and I got to see how great is Nate in the barn before he ran. I was really impressed with him physically and mentally, and I'm excited to see this horse stretching out.
Yeah, no, he's a good horse, Danny. It's a great story, backstory. I was able to write about it this week. It's on PATHA.org. Talked to John Guarneri, the owner, and of course his uncle was Wild Bill Guarneri, from anybody that watched the great HBO series Band of Brothers. And John, of course, has a good story in his own. He was involved in War Story, the real good horse that won like $3 million. Imperative, it won the Charlestown Classic. And he sent Andy down to Keeneland and said, hey, you know what, buy me a $200,000 horse. Andy says, why don't we buy like 4 for $50? Maybe we'll get one. So they bought this for $67,000, and they said, I want to name this after my grandson. He kept sending in names. They kept turning it down, and finally they came up with How Great Is Nate? And so far, Nate is really great. 4 for 4, and they're thinking about 2023. What are we going to do? Probably New York, maybe the Bay Shore, but they're trying to figure it out. They want to get on the trail, and why not when you're 4 for 4?
Well, we're right there with him, and a nice strong ride by J.D. Acosta. We used to see him ride here at Parks a lot. Well, we're going to head to our first break. When we come back, it is Parks domination up at the Big A on Cigar Mile Day.
Dr. B shows the way here by a length.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We have national coverage for you up at the Big A, that's Aqueduct. It's Cigar Mile Day, but we are going to start with the Grade 3 Go for Wand. This is for fillies and mares. It's a one-turn mile, $200,000 purse, and our favorite is the number 10 Bank Sting. John Terranova is the trainer and gets top rider Joel Rosario.
Yeah, solid paper for this New York bred. No reason to think she wouldn't be the favorite, but a lot of Parks connections here, Danny. The one, Love in the Air, who we saw win the Plum Pretty on PA Derby Day for John Service and Mainline Stable. Dr. B, who's been on a pretty good roll for Butch Reed, Cassius King, and LC Racing. We also have Tonal Vision for 10 Strike and Carlos Guerrero. So a lot of Parks connections in this race at Aqueduct.
Yeah, great group of fillies and mares. Here's the call of the Go for Wand.
Dr. B shows the way here by a length with Flight to Shanghai, big long shot sitting in second, and on the outside is the favorite Bank Sting in third. And then it's a length and a half. Self-isolation down at the rail in fourth. Right alongside is Betsy Blue. It's a gap of 3 to Love in the Air. Then Battle Bling and Exotic West, followed by Tonal Vision. The half mile, 45 seconds. It is Dr. B who maintains the lead here. Bank Sting now moving up on the outside. Dr. B in front. Bank Sting now moves into second. Flight to Shanghai is next in third. And Betsy Blue is fourth as the field comes into the stretch with Dr. B in front. Bank Sting on the outside in second. Dr. B is the leader. Bank Sting is in second. Betsy Blue has now moved into third. It is Dr. B who has a 3-length lead and just a 16th to the finish. And this is going to be a record-setting stakes victory for jockey Rod Ortiz Jr. Stakes win number 77 in 2022.
Dr. B with a big win, and Dr. B was sensational, but Irad Ortiz got that impressive stakes record, 77 wins, and it's really cool that Butch legged him up for the tie. That was 76 when he won in Mahoning Valley,
that's right.
And also got the big stakes win. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, and Garrett Gomez has held that record for quite a long time now, and for Irad to get it, obviously he's going to win another Eclipse Award. Dr. B was really impressive, Danny. That's a 103 buyer, and of course Butch is having, we said last year he had a career year, at least $1 million better than he was last year. That's 13 stakes wins for the barn. They are just having some year, and Dr. B off of that race is not through winning. She was really good.
Yeah, really good training job, and here's more with the trainer, Butch Reed. Butch, talk about the impressive win with Dr. B and the Go for Wand stakes up at Aqueduct.
Yeah, that was really great. You know, she's been really improving this filly since last year. We gave her some time off at the beginning of the year, and just step by step this year, she's really coming along with a crescendo the other day. And Irad just did a perfect job with her. You know, he broke sharply and made the lead, and she's a tough filly from there.
What's next for the famous Dr. B?
We're going to give her a little break now, actually. She's loading up on Friday to head to Ocala to Barry Eisenman's place. And we've got some big ideas for next year. So we want a nice, fresh horse, and we'll be looking at some big spots down the road.
Could you even put into words what a year it has been for your barn?
No, we really can't. I mean, it's just been amazing, a career year, and I just can't say enough about my help, my two assistants, Amanda, and the rest of the crew. They've just done a fantastic job, and Ginny, you know, my wife in there feeding the cookies and everything. So it's just been fantastic, and I'm so glad that it's worked out for everybody, the owners, the help. Everybody along the lines had a really great time.
We're going to keep it going up at Aqueduct. It's the Grade 1 Cigar Mile. It's the big race. This is another one-turn mile. $750,000 is the purse. We're going to see Zandon as our favorite. Chad Brown with Joe Rosario aboard.
I was a little surprised at 3 to 5, Danny, honestly. I mean, this horse finished second at Taba. Good second in the PA Derby, but really 3 to 5 against Older. White Barrio was in here, a Florida Derby winner. It was 5th in the PA Derby. Mind Control, who won the Parks Dirt Mile on PA Derby Day twice in a row this year via DQ in his final career race. A really cool running of the Cigar Mile.
It is Outlier in front by a little more than a length. And Mind Control is sitting in second with White Barrio and Get Her Number right together third and fourth. The favorite Zandon is fifth, 5 lengths from the lead, and to his inside is Double Crown, opening quarter mile in 23 1/5 seconds. It is the big long shot here, Outlier, who leads by a little more than a length. Mind Control in second. Get Her Number is third by a head. White Barrio down at the rail, then Zandon and Double Crown. Less than a half mile to the finish now, and it is still Outlier who leads by 2. Mind Control in second. The opening half went in 46 2/5 seconds. Get Her Number being asked for more on the outside in third. And then the 3-year-olds, White Barrio and Zandon, they're fourth and fifth. And Double Crown is the trailer. Outlier is still the leader. Then Mind Control, Get Her Number on the outside. White Barrio is down at the rail. Then Zandon, 3/4, 1:11 and now they're in the stretch. And here comes Get Her Number on the outside. Mind Control is right there. White Barrio is down at the rail. Zandon is out in the middle of the track. It is Get Her Number with Mind Control and White Barrio. The three of them will fight it out to the finish. Zandon is in fourth. They come on for the wire. Mind Control and Get Her Number. Oh, it's very tight.
Mind Control goes out a winner. Just a really tenacious son of Stay Thirsty. John Velasquez has been his pilot, and just a really cool horse, a 6-year-old that we've seen, you know, just win at any distance, and he really has everything that embodies a thoroughbred.
Yeah, you want a Grade 1 as a 2-year-old and the hopeful, and then another one as a 6-year-old in his final race in the Cigar Mile. It's interesting, Dan. He's had 6 stakes wins by a head or a nose, and it was like that again, right? He just gets in a fight. He's just tough to go by. Mind Control goes out with a really terrific final win.
Yeah, great training job by Todd Pletcher. And he started with Greg Sacco, and it was cool. Todd gave Greg a lot of credit with the shape the horse came in when he came into his barn. Well, let's keep it going to Aqueduct. It's the Grade 2 Remsen. This is for Kentucky Derby points. 2-year-olds, $250,000 is the purse. They're going to go the 1.125 distance. And Park sends out the favorite, Tuskegee Airman, for John Service.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised he got bet, Danny. I was a little surprised he was such a heavy favorite off a stakes win at Delaware Park. But you know what? It was out there that this was a really nice horse, and John Service, usually when he comes to New York, he doesn't come without a really good horse.
Yeah, they put Luis Saez back aboard. He was on him for his maiden victory. And Arctic Arrogance is our second choice for Linda Rice.
Yeah, I bet Linda Rice. This horse has won a couple of New York bred races, second in another stake race, trying to open company this time.
Well, it's really fun that we're talking about the Kentucky Derby again. Here's the call of the Grade 2 Remsen.
It is Arctic Arrogance narrowly. W&L is on the outside and in second. Prove Right is in between horses. Quick to Accuse on the outside. And now gaining some ground is a Midnight Trouble. Down at the rail is Tuskegee Airman. And Il Miracolo is the trailer in seventh, the half mile in 48 seconds. Arctic Arrogance still the leader here. The lead is 3/4 of a length. W&L on the outside runs in second. It is Arctic Arrogance and W&L, and now they are heads apart for the lead. Tuskegee Airmen down towards the rail, racing in third, and on the outside is Prove Right as the field comes for the top of the stretch. W&L on the outside of Arctic Arrogance. The two of them are right together as they head for home. 3/4 in 1, 12 and 1. Tuskegee Airmen is all out in third, but now 4 lengths from the lead as they come down for the 8th pole. Arctic Arrogance on the inside and W&L on the outside. The front two have separated themselves from the rest of the field. W&L on the outside narrowly. Arctic Arrogance continues to battle on. They come on for the finish, and it is W&L to win the Remsen.
And W&L gets the win for trainer Danny Gargan, a son of Good Magic. We saw Good Magic win the Juvenile Breeders' Cup, so he was really precocious, a 2-year-old, and a horse that they said is really improving physically and mentally.
Yeah, and this horse got a 90 buyer, and obviously he'll get on the trail. And as far as Tuskegee Airmen, Danny, I think there's a couple things going on. I don't think the inside was necessarily the best place to be on Saturday, and that's kind of where he was. But when the real running started, he just couldn't keep up. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Was it the slop? Was it he just not quite ready yet? I know this. When John Service says he has a good horse, he rarely, if ever, wrong. So the horse is going to get a little bit of time, and then John's going to try to get him back on the Triple Crown Trail in 2023. So we have not heard the last of Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah, obviously a horse with a lot of talent. It's just getting the mental aspect and learning what he's supposed to be doing out there.
Absolutely.
Well, let's keep it going. We're going to go back to the fillies. It's 2-year-old fillies in the Grade 2 Demoiselle, $250,000 purse, a 1.8 miles, and our favorite is the a lot talked about Julia Shining.
It's a full sister to Malathaat, the champion, the 3-year-old filly champion, who obviously be the older filly mare champion this year. Julia Shining in her first start came from way back and won by a lot.
And Parks is going to send out second choice with Foggy Night. We saw her have a nice win here at Parks.
Yeah, Butch Reed, I mean, it's amazing. He just has so many of these good horses, and he's always got them in the right spot. And Foggy Night, a chance to win a graded stakes.
Track announcer John Imbriel with the call of the Grade 2 Demoiselle.
Tribal Queen on top. And then comes Royal Spa, who's racing in second. La Vida Sofia on the outside. Now Foggy Night advances down at the rail. Then comes Affirmative Lady, who's racing in 5th. It's almost 3 lengths back to the big favorite, Julia Shining, who's in 6th position. And the trailer is Gambling Girl. They're on the backstretch now after 1/4 in 24 and 3. Tribal Queen is the leader here, 3/4 of a length. Royal Spa is in second by a 1/2 length. La Vita Sofia on the outside in third, a little more than a length to Foggy Night, who races in 4th. Another 3.5 back to Affirmative Lady. Julia Shining is at the back of the pack with Gambling Girl, the 1/2 in 49 and 1. Big long shot. Tribal Queen is the leader here by 1.25 with Royal Spa in second. La Vita Sofia is on the outside in third. Foggy Night is down towards the rail. Then Affirmative Lady in 5th. Julia Shining being pushed along. She hasn't responded yet, about 7 lengths from the lead. Gambling Girl trails. 3/4 up in 1, 14 and 1. And the 2-year-old fillies head for the top of the stretch. There's room on the inside for Foggy Night, and she's coming on through and going up to challenge for the lead. Right there is Tribal Queen, and on the outside is Royal Spa. Julia Shining is out in the middle of the track along with Affirmative Lady. And now they're coming for the 8th pole, and Julia Shining is coming on now on the outside. Here comes Julia Shining up to grab the lead with a 16th of the finish, but Affirmative Lady is right there along with Gambling Girl. They come on for the finish in the Demoiselle. Julia Shining won it.
And Julia Shining got the win, and it wasn't easy for her at all. Luis Saez really had to ride her, but she did get up there and she showed that class prevailed.
Yeah, she did, Danny. I'm not sure what to make of this exactly. Really, on paper, she's supposed to win much easier than this. It was more than 2 seconds slower than the Remsen. But you know what? 2 for 2 is 2 for 2, and full sister to Malathaat. Obviously, we'll be looking at her in 2023.
Yeah, Malathaat won the same way. She never won by an impressive amount. And also, we could maybe the track, and it was she's only 2-year. We'll see where she moves forward from this.
But the bloodlines are certainly there for sure.
She is regally bred. Well, we're going to head to another break. When we come back, our jockey and trainer of the week, and we have a turning for home spotlight horse for you. All coming up on Let's Go Racing.
There's so much that goes into the horse racing industry. You know, when a horse wins, it's a whole team, it's a whole family of people, and the caregivers, the grooms, the hot walkers, they're the backbone of our sport. So to be able to, you know, show them how much we honor them and how much we respect what they do, it's important for all of us.
It was
There's a lot that goes into it. Behind the scenes is where it all takes place.
They help us keep in touch with our horses. They help us recognize if something's not correct. So they're very important to our business.
It starts with the grooms, it starts with the hot walkers. They're up before the sun's up. They're here, you know, it's not 9 to 5, it's not 8 to 4, it's 24/7, 365, and they put their horses first, and, you know, that's all we can ask, and we just want to show them how much we care about them also.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. And our Jockey and Trainer of the Week is brought to you by Turning for Home. And we have a great spotlight horse for you. Alexandra and Megan's Angel are successfully going to their first horse shows, and Megan's Angel continues to exceed any and all expectations. And her adopter, Alexandra, says, what a smart and athletic horse. And Megan's Angel, of course, raced 5 times here, never breaking her maiden for Uptown Charlie Brown stud and trainer Ed Coletti. But you can see in the pictures, this is what she was meant to do.
Cool. Second career.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also wanted to let you know, any Turning for Home alumni, we're going to do a TV spot. Send in your success stories. We want you to be a part of it.
There you go.
And our Jockey of the Week is Gerardo Milan, and he had a double win day this weekend.
Anytime you win 2 around here, you get to Jockey of the Week.
Absolutely, he's working hard. And Trainer of the Week, this is a trainer-owner combo. Bobby Mosco teamed up with owner Jack Armstrong, who we adore.
Yes.
Those famous black and lime diamond colors, and they had 3 wins. They've been on a roll.
Nah, it's a great combo, and certainly Bobby and Jack, 2 of the best guys around.
They certainly are. Well, let's get to race recap, and we're going out to Del Mar. It was closing weekend. It's the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby. This is a classic race, $400,000, a mile and an eighth for 3-year-olds on the turf. Keep an eye on the number 6. He's going out on the lead.
Yeah, 6 is definitely going out on the lead, and way out on the lead. But the 10, Speaking Scout for Graham Motion. How about this, Danny? This is 9 straight different tracks this horse has run at, and what a ride by Lino Hernandez. I don't know how this horse gets up with Speaking Scout at the wire to win the Hollywood Derby.
I know. Speaking Scout took Juan through all the holes.
Yes.
They found all this. He even won on the wrong lead, but that horse wanted to win. Well, let's stay at Del Mar. This is the Grade 1 Matriarch. It's on the turf as well for our fillies and mares. $400,000 is the purse, and Chad Brown has a few in here.
Yeah, Chad Brown has a few, and Hamwood Flyers out in front, Phil D'Amato, and again, way out in front, like at 8 at one point, but Regal Glory, the 6, is 3 to 5 for a reason. Look at this burst of speed in this stretch, Danny. I mean, she just blows by the field. Pratt had a final day, won 5 out of 6. How about Pratt at the meet? 24 of 86, 36%. This was Chad Brown's 18th Grade 1 of the year, 17 for Todd Pletcher. This is her final race. Regal Glory goes out big, and I think it's probably between her and In Italian, another Chad Brown for older filly and mare turf Eclipse Award.
Yeah, Chad definitely dominates the turf, and this was his 3rd win in this very race.
Yeah, loves going to California to win the meet.
Well, let's stay at California. It's the Grade 3 Cecil B. DeMille Stakes. 1 mile on the turf for 2-year-olds. $100,000 is the person. Kind of as a 2-horse race, the 5 and the 7 really hooking up early.
Yeah, no, it was a 2-horse race. The 5's out there showing a lot of speed with Rispoli, but there is Flavien Prat with Speedboat Beach. Last seen really getting dusted at the Breeders' Cup. But Speedboat Beach is going to just cruise right on by, a son of 2014 PA Derby winner Byron. Danny, I don't think this horse is a turf horse. Wait until he gets back on the dirt for Baffert. He's only run on the dirt. He got 104 Beyer in that start. Think about Speedboat Beach for next year. I think this is a serious player, a son of Byron.
Well, and talk about Flavien. He closed that day. You talk about his stats. He won 6 that day on closing day.
No, it's crazy. He's just unbelievable. And you went out there, and I don't know what he's going to do, whether he's going to go to Florida or stay in California. Remember, he's become a New York rider. But is it just for Belmont and Saratoga, or is he going to stay in California? I'm not really sure what he's going to do.
Well, he's been a lot of fun to watch, and I know me and you've been talking about him for as long as we can. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing, and Del Mar closed, but Los Alamitos opened. I always enjoy watching this track. Really cool track in California. and they have their Grade 1 starlet today.
Yeah, and the Los Al takes that place of the old Hollywood Park meet. Unfortunately, we lost Hollywood Park back in 2013. Anybody watches the Rams or the Chargers now, that's where Hollywood Park was, right near LAX, and I spent many a cool day there. But yeah, Los Al's a fun track.
Absolutely. We're going to head to our final break. When we come back, Dick and I are going to preview a race. We'll see who gets the win next week. One of our jockeys is approaching a really big milestone, all coming up.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
Welcome back to News and Notes, and we have a jockey, Ruben Silveri. He's looming up on a very big career number 1,000. And, you know, these riders work so hard. They sacrifice a lot. So getting these milestones mean everything to them.
Is that 1,000 this year? It just seems like it. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, he's just been on such a roll the last couple of years. But good for Ruben. He deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really fun, and he just works so hard. You see him give the same passion in a claiming race as you do in a stakes race, and that really embodies his competitive spirit.
He's into it. He's a guy, if you bet on, you're going to get your money's worth.
And can you believe we only have 2 tape shows that we're going to be together before 2022 is over?
How did that happen?
And everybody will get to see their favorite, relive the Smarty Jones Day and Keith Jones era on Christmas Eve. We're going to air our Smarty Jones special.
Yeah, we run the Smarty Jones special on Christmas Eve. We'll have obviously a live show for you next week, and then we'll have another live show after our stakes that come up right after Christmas, the final stakes of 2022.
Where does the time go? Well, let's make you some money. We're going to preview a race for next Monday. It's going to be our 10th race. This is for fillies and mares. Big purse, $58,000, 6.5 furlongs. This is an optional claiming, $35,000. Only one is in for the claiming tag. I think me and you kind of landed in the same place, but we can't choose the same horse, so who are you going with?
No, yeah, I found this not an easy race.
No.
Precious is in here. Obviously, she's had a terrific run for Greg Newell and John Service. Won the Mrs. Penny here last year, but it's only had the one race this year, recently, so I'm not sure what's going on with her. Nurturing had this gigantic buyer figure for Roger Brown last time, 91 at 21-1. I like betting these horses back the next time if they don't get bet, and I don't think this filly is going to get bet, so I'm going to go with Nurturing and your good friend, Andrew Wolfson.
I'm going to go with the outside horse, Center Court Champ, for the ultra-hot trainer Bobby Moscow and owner Jack Armstrong. They've been on a roll. Luisa Casio knows this filly. She likes to run. She likes to be out there. The only thing I see going against her is it is 6.5 furlongs. That sometimes sets up for a closer, but I think she has a ton of speed. I think Luis will be able to harness that, and I see those black and lime silks getting the win.
Yeah, and I think she gets the trip. I mean, you like that outside post with a horse who has that kind of tractable speed. Those horses win a lot of races.
Well, let's see who gets the win. And come out and see for yourself. We do race here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Post time is 11:55. We hope you had as much fun as Dick and I did today, and thanks for joining us on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is growing away. And Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania.